Hello. This video is going to be about, again, about my lithium, and tied in with that information about what's going on with my psychiatric doctor, psychiatrist. I'm really tired right now. I feel like I need to take a nap or something, but I don't like to take naps because I feel worse afterwards. But if you notice me sort of meandering and whatnot, it's because my brain is kind of slow right now. Also because of the weather, been not spending a whole lot of time outside, out of the house, so starting to feel a little weird. So, I'm not really sure where I left off, but so I have been going to this one group, psychiatric doctor, physician, psychiatrist group, for a really long time. And I first went and saw a psychiatrist that I loved. I would go every 3 months, see how I was doing. I would go to the office and get my refills and take care of any lab work I needed done. And she decided to go into inpatient rather than outpatient, and so I was switched to a nurse practitioner, and I would come to the office and see her, and it was the same thing, and I felt like that was okay. I've been stable for a very long time. I still have mood, still, will have mood shifts, but nothing I couldn't handle on my own. And, I haven't been hospitalized since 2008, so that's pretty good. It's a shame that it's been that long because of the lithium. But, so then when we had COVID hit, they were doing phone appointments, which I was uncomfortable with, but I understood the reason. I just think, psychiatric wise, especially considering my history, that's important for me to be seen by a quality psychiatrist, actually, in the flesh, in person. But I understood, but then I started to wonder, because after it died down, the COVID issue, they still kept remote, quote unquote, appointments, and I didn't realize it, but my nurse practitioner was at home doing the appointments, and I thought that was really odd. I didn't find that out till later, after my lithium toxicity experience. So, after the lithium toxicity and the fact that I was not my labs weren't being monitored as they should have been. You know, my level was slowly going up, and over time, nobody changed my dose. Anyway, I just decided that I don't have anywhere else to go, but I can, I said I would prefer to have in-person appointments, and she seemed really upset. But, so first I was going to be going to one doctor in the same group that she recommended, but I read her little blurb on their website and did not like it at all. It just appeared that she was bouncing from profession to profession, a little time here, a little time there, just like didn't seem to have much commitment to any one profession or situation or place. So it just came off a little flaky to me and a little uncomfortable. But I had to have, she was gone for 2 weeks, and I had to have my medications refilled, and my appointment had been canceled and then scheduled with a different psychiatrist there. And it was over the phone, but just because it was necessary at the time to get me seen, even though it was over the phone, so I could get my medications. And I prefer female doctors just because of communication style with women seems to be different than men. And but I kind of thought he was all right, and I'll give him a chance. It's just so hard to find a good psychiatrist. You can think you have a good psychiatrist, and then in the end you find out that they've totally screwed you up. Anyway, so I'm going to give him a chance, but he already said over the phone, you need to go get this lab work done, and we're going to see, where the problems lie, or get to the bottom of this, or something like that. And then he said that we may have to take you off of the lithium, and the reason for that is because even they lowered the dose when I got out of the hospital, and but the lithium had already affected my thyroid. I do take thyroid replacement medication, but my creatinine is high, which is your kidney thing, and that's common, I think, with long-term lithium use. And so sometimes people are left with the dilemma of going off of a medication that worked, where all others have failed. I have been on every bipolar medication before lithium, and lithium's the only thing that works, and it's often used as a strong indicator that you truly have bipolar 1 disorder, and that you respond to lithium. And I don't remember how long I've been on it. It's been many years. I was last in the hospital in 2008, and I don't think I was on it then. But, anywho, I know at one point they even talked about taking me off the Seroquel because the movement neurologist person said that I have mild dyskinesia, and I'm like, no, 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 don't mess with anything. I'm terrified. And so, what do I do? What do I do when I go to my appointment on February 5th and he says, we need to take you off of the lithium? I'm like, and replace it with what? I've been on everything. And I will tell you that if a primary side effect is weight gain, I won't take it, period. I've had enough of going through medication making me gain a lot of weight, and I worked really hard to lose it. I'm not going there again, period. Then, what do I do with my dog training business? If I go on a different medication, it's just not going to work. And I'm not going to be able to train dogs. The one gift I have in this world, I won't be able to do. I won't be able to take on clients because I won't be able to assure them that I'm going to be around for an 8-week course. And will I even, I won't be able to predict, will I end up in the hospital? The thing, I have to give these people their money back, and I need this extra cash. I do get disability, but it's not enough, and I earn a little from the dog training. I do report it, by the way. And it helps pay for things like vet care for my service dog, and I'm on a special diet, and gluten-free and fructose free, and that stuff's expensive. And I don't have the money to pay for more hospitalizations. I don't want to have episodes where I'm following my mom around, yelling and throwing things and being a complete and utter bitch and not being able to stop myself. I don't want to become so delusional that I'm in danger of harming myself or someone else, which is a real reality. When I was having major manias, I had some very scary delusions, not to say the least. And depressions, I would be, if you look at, watch some of my really older videos, I talk more about it because I was still experiencing it, but a complete, flat, no affect, I can't move. It's like almost being catatonic, and everything in my brain is like just so slow, and I can't retrieve things, and it's absolutely miserable. Uh, I would have those outbursts in public places. I don't want to see in other people's eyes that they can tell I'm behaving strangely, or that I'm hurting them with my words or destroying property. For some reason I go straight to electronics. So I just don't have the money to pay for a new laptop. I I I'm just terrified at the prospect of going off of lithium. And I do know that I'm not the only person that has landed in this situation. And in talking to their psychiatrist and kidney doctor and whoever else, they've opted to continue the lithium, and even though they know their kidneys are going to be affected, and I can understand that completely and totally. And I would be I would probably be one of those people where my quality of life is so poor, was so poor before lithium and the Seroquel combination, that it wasn't worth living my life. And I couldn't get anyone who has not experienced it to understand what I mean. And I don't, my mom's older, I'm 53, and I don't want to put her through that again. Seeing the worry and the hurt and the concern. I know that even though she hasn't voiced it, I know that she does worry about what happens to me when she's gone. What support am I going to have? Because even if it's not mood related, the my lithium toxicity made me incapable of understanding things and expressing things and making decisions and knowing how to work things, and it was easy not to know it was happening when it was. So I worry about it too, but I don't voice it because I already know my mom's worried about it. I'm independent, but require support. I could go over the list of mood stabilizers I've been on to try, as everyone. Triliptal, Lamictal, Topamax, Depakote, Neurontin, Abilify, Risperidone, Zyprexa, all of the SSRIs, Remeron. There's more. and nothing worked like what I'm on now. So I have to say that I can kick and scream justifiably and say, it's not fair. So I'm trying to not get ahead of myself, but that's hard to do, and these questions are real. So that's what's been on my mind every day and every night. I just want to point something out. I'm done talking about that part. I put this pink dye on my hair, and I just wanted a little in front, and I kept forgetting I had it in. And it was in for like an hour. It's not supposed to be this pink, this like pinkish bright purple. It was just supposed to be a little pink. But it was kind of funny. Luckily, I didn't freak out about it too bad. But, oh well. But I just find it irritating that I have pink and white. I think I'm losing some hair here. And another thing, sorry, when I talk, my mouth gets so dry. I just feel like keeping to myself lately so I can worry alone. And then sometimes I try to distract myself, but it just isn't working. Also, with this new doctor, my mom and I are questioning that the social anxiety that I was diagnosed with for all my life might actually be a symptom of a bigger issue, like possibly being on the autistic spectrum. Going back to things like when I was a baby, I didn't cry. And my mom would wake up in a panic and go in the room, and I'd be awake, just sort of there. And I'd freak people out because I'd walk around and be so quiet and silent and staring at people. And they'd turn around, I'd be there, freak them out. And just not understanding and being able to interact socially. I was often called rude, and had issues making and keeping friends. I know that things I said or did were upsetting to them, but I don't understand where they come from. I mean, that's why I like dogs. They're easy. Like, I asked a teacher a question and she answered it. And when I got the information I needed, I turn around and walk away. That's like something very common for me. And I kept getting called rude and other things implying that I have no manners and things like that. And I started to pay attention. And I'm like, well, I don't understand, because I asked you the question, I got the information, and so I had no more use for conversing. So, and I couldn't, one of the, I would, making friends, I didn't really necessarily want people to be my friend because, or start a conversation, because I don't know how to end them. I don't understand how to end, so I avoid. And I would often talk about putting on hats. I got my, when I was a nurse, I would have my nursing hat on, and I paid and do pay attention to phrases and body language that other people do, and when someone asks them a certain question, and I kind of file that away so I can bring it back and imitate how someone handled a certain situation. I'm not actually genuinely participating. I'm more mimicking and getting by. And there was like, I like the science of nursing, and I did like helping people and stuff, but it was so stressful and exhausting. The social part, it was completely exhausting. If it had just been dealing with the chemotherapy and the science of it, but having to, I wanted to help people, and I tried so hard, and this is like in school and out and about. I just continually, like, would have relationships end abruptly because of, I'm told something I said or did, and not understanding why they're upset. And other behaviors and things like being in a store is very overwhelming for me, and especially the cereal aisle, there's just too much stimuli, just too much. You have the noise of the people, of the carts, of the music, and all these colors and items, and it's very overwhelming. And then the cash register, and thank goodness for self-checkout, but it still bothers me, and I have become aware of things that I have been doing all my life to cope with places like stores, and it is so hard for me to make, in the store, to help cope with too much stimuli. I go side to side on my feet trying to make it help me calm me down so I could make a decision on what cereal I'm gonna get. And tapping and focusing on my service dog. And I wear these loop things. No, I am not getting any money from them, but they're these little earbud looking things, and they funnel. You can hear people talking to you and stuff, but it muffles background noise, and I've found that to be helpful. Clothing that doesn't feel a certain way, not fit, but will fit and feel a certain way on my skin. And when I try to put clothes out for what I'm going to wear the next day, I have to do it the night before because it takes me forever, not because I'm indecisive, but because I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate. And do the colors have to be a certain way? And I'll end up with like 3 or 4 stacks of possibilities and be overwhelmed. And next thing I know, I'm doing this and giving up, or just starting over, and it can be distressing. I would like to wear the same exact, I'd like to have the same clothes every day. I think that will be my new goal, is to streamline my wardrobe so I am comfortable anywhere I go. And because my clothes need to be a barrier between me and people. And another issue has been eye contact. For example, the person I do yoga with, that I know, and she knows, she's a yoga teacher, she knows that I have trouble and uncomfortable with eye contact, and so she does it in such a way that we don't have to make eye contact for it to go more smoothly. And anytime I try to express myself to someone, like preemptively say, I have some awkward social issues, so if anything comes off strange, that's why, and you're welcome to ask. Because I often say things and people don't understand what I'm trying to get across. And I often misinterpret what other people, because they become, it seems, upset. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like friendships, So we're going to explore that a little bit with this new psychiatrist, and see if it is bipolar social anxiety mixed in, or if there's more to the social anxiety and like the irritable outbursts. I always have problems when people move things of mine where I want them, and they must stay there. And it's hard to understand, even when my mood is okay, I'll just go isolate myself because I have strong feelings of like my morning my routines. I have a morning routine and a nighttime routine, and when I don't do unexpected very well, I have to finish. I have to start, I have to finish, and I can't just do this thing and then go off and do another thing. And no, it's got to be this. And when circumstances make it so I have to do it differently, or I can't do it the same way, I get really out of, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it is a very uncomfortable sensation. Um, there are some others, but those are the ones I can think of now. Anyway, I would like, if anybody who's watching this has been diagnosed as being on the spectrum, if you have any input, I would like to hear it or read it. I hope you heard me well enough in this video. My voice is pretty soft and this microphone is kind of crappy. But I think that's all I have to say right now. And I'll let you know what happens with this appointment on February 5th as far as what we're going to do with the lithium and the revisiting of the social anxiety diagnosis. So, that's it. Hope you all are having a warm winter, and I will be talking to you later. Bye.